Most High in Christ blesses IUIC Orlando. You are listening to the Lions Den.
Lions Den. That's supposed to be a lion, Israel.
The Lions Den. We're the Lions Den. Those who on there, this is Captain Ryan. I'm here speaking with me. I got
Officer Zakar
and Officer Tazawan.
And we are going to be going over some current issues. So what's the recent issue? Y'all see the title? It says, niggas cannot have a beard.
It's illegal.
It's illegal now. Did y'all know that? Real quickly, some of y'all ain't been watching the news, so guess what? Check this out. In Louisiana, what that is, Amit, Louisiana, we have a young man that was the valedictorian. Am I saying that right?
Valedictorian.
Valedictorian, right? That means he was the top in the class. Guess he was not able to march along and get his recognition for his academic prowess.
Being the top in the class.
Not because of smoking weed.
No, it wasn't.
Not because of gang banging.
No, not none of that.
But because of a beard.
He couldn't wear his beard.
Wow.
Walking across the stage.
Because of a beard. You can Google this stuff. It's been on CNN, it's been all on the news.
Yeah.
So it's not make-believe, it's not one of the make-believe stories. You can actually go to WLTX.com. They have
It's like the news channel.
Yeah, that's Channel 19 News in Louisiana.
Right.
Where they have a brother who was corrected or withheld from his academic, what are we looking for?
Reward. I guess it's
graduation.
Graduation.
Because of a beard.
Looks forward to.
So let me read this real quick. Let me read, because y'all can't look at the article, so we don't read it for you. It says, decked out in full cap and gown, complete with valedictorian cord, Andrew Jones, that's the name, Andrew Jones, showed up to his graduation from, what's that, Mighty High School, ready to experience his hard work paying off. He didn't get the chance because of what he was wearing on his face.
Israel, I hope y'all paying attention. The reason why we bring this stuff out, because you might think it's very minor or it's trivial things, but the reason we bring this stuff out is we trying to wake our people up to understand who your enemy is.
Right.
Yeah, he guns you down in the streets. Yeah, he got you in the projects, but he also got things behind the scenes to destroy the Israelites.
That's right. And who is the Israelites? It's you so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Indians. You are the chosen people of God.
That's right.
You ain't never been African American. You ain't never been Jamaican. You ain't never been Haitian, Puerto Rican, Dominican, West Indian, okay, Mexican, all right, Cuban, okay. According to God, you are the Israelites. And we can prove that through a similitude of scriptures backed up with historical facts. You can visit IsraelUnite.org to get more information. We don't touch on a lot of that as you listen to this radio program. But back to what we was talking about. It's illegal now in high school.
In high school.
Before you even get into the workforce.
Right.
Before you even start beginning your life process as being a man, they cut your legs off by saying you can't participate because of a beard. Why is this in place? Why is this going on? Can somebody explain to me what does a beard has to do with reading, writing, and arithmetic? What does it do with it? I never got a job offered to me on the graciousness of my beard.
Hey, my little beard ain't never told me what 2 + 2 was. It never helped me add nothing up. It had never helped me in history class at all.
So check this out. When we heard this story, we was like, it gotta be, this one of them spoof stories. Somebody just coming up with something. But it's a real story, and guess what? In many of your public schools, this is a law. So we Googled it, all right, and we went to the school dress code and uniform regulations.
This is what parents what they send home with your kids
That you throw in the garbage.
that you throw in the garbage. Or you sign it real quick, say, all right, here, take this back, boy. You don't read it.
Yeah, and the orientation folder with all them little papers and stuff, probably was a little booklet.
That's in
You're
there.
like, man, throw all that stuff away. And guess what was in there? All right, we're finna read it to you. Code regulations for grades 4 through 12. It says
4 years old?
grades 4 through
grade 4.
Yeah, the grade 4 through 12.
Okay.
So they wasn't making it up. It was actually a law in place about your beard in high school. Not on the job, but in high school. Public high school
In America.
in America.
Not a third world country now.
Right.
Right here.
So let's read the code regulation because most of our people don't read. So we're going to read it for you. It says, hairstyles and mustaches shall be clean, neatly groomed, and shall not distract from the learning environment.
Wow.
All right, just also to bring you up on speed on this article, Israel, and all those who are out there watching. This young man in the interview they showed on the news channel, he said he had it all year.
Right.
Every single day of the school year, because he's valedictorian, so he didn't miss no days of school. He got straight A's. He didn't cut no classes.
Right.
He didn't do none of that. His teachers
Hold on,
seen him.
he didn't miss no, it wasn't truancy issues.
None of that.
He didn't go to detention.
None of that.
All right, he
His
wasn't-
teachers saw him every single day with that beard on his face, which in the policy, in the dress code regulation says it shall neatly be trimmed and all of that stuff. They didn't say nothing about it on his face.
Can anybody tell me how a beard can distract from a learning environment?
Yeah, he was getting straight A's with that same beard on all year.
Top of his class.
Top of his class.
Number one.
So it says, it shall not distract from a learning environment. Safety factor said for any of the school curriculum offerings. Beards will not be allowed. Beards will not be allowed.
Remember, all year he had that on his face. They never enforced that rule at all on this young man.
So once again, why is we honing in on beards? Because guess what? You so-called black man, which this was a black man right here, so-called African American, according to our culture, our ways, given by God, it's a commandment for us to have a beard on our face.
That's right. That's right.
Now, guess what? You might not have heard this in all your years in the church. As many times as you yourself or your mama or granny ran around the church and spoke in tongues, they never told you that God required for you to have some hair on your head and face, baby. So let's prove it to you.
Which one you want? 19?
Yeah, let's start in the book of Leviticus.
19 and then go 25.
Yeah, let's go there real quick.
Leviticus chapter 9, just in case, because we'll read Leviticus 21, which says the same exact thing we're about to read now. They'll say that's for the priest. So we're going to get the one that is for all of Israel, so ain't no excuses.
So hold on, wait a minute. So it is in the Bible.
Oh, yeah, it's in the Bible. It's in the
You
Bible.
sure it's in the Bible?
It's in the Bible for all the man of Israel to have this on your face, some form, way of fashion, and for the priest at that time too.
So you're not going.
All the men.
So you're not going to a different Bible.
No.
You're going to the same Bible that they had today in church on
Yeah,
Sunday.
that Granny been reading for the last 30 years, or had on the nightstand for the last 30 years.
So it's in
Open.
So it's in there.
Yeah, King James.
With the dust on it.
With the dust on it. Okay.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 27. It says, ye shall not round the corner of your heads.
Hold on. What book of the Bible is we in?
We in Leviticus. In Leviticus chapter 19, verse 27.
So guess what? Your job is to grab your Bible. You know what? Maybe you don't have your Bible. Guess what? God made Android and Apple phones.
Right.
They call them smartphones.
Bring it out.
So you actually don't have to have a Bible on your immediate person. You have smartphones, you can go into your Bible app, download it, they have many free Bible apps, and go to the book of Leviticus. I want you to see this because the Bible says, prove all things, 1 Thessalonians 5:21, right? So let's not just be hearers, let's see what the Bible is commanding us to do, right?
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 27. Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard.
So wait a minute. We see in the Bible, the same Bible that tells us what God like and don't like. The same Bible that validates us as being Christians. In that same Bible, it says, ye shall not. Ye shall not translate today, it means don't do it.
Don't do it.
Plain and simple.
Don't do it, right? Can't do it. It says, you should not round the corners of your head. So your head is up here.
Right.
Round the corners would mean what? Getting that good old
Michael Jordan.
cut.
Steve Harvey.
That's Steve Harvey. That Boris Kojo look.
Yeah.
All right. You Israelite man, you black, Hispanic, Native Indian man, you can't do that. You're a prince of God.
Right.
You're required to look royal. And having hair on your head is a part of your royalty. Then it says, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard. Guess what? A beard is a part of your royalty. So wait a minute.
He got the definition on that.
Pull it up real quick. Where's you putting that from? So they don't think we're just making stuff up.
Okay, here we go. Scholars made this book. It's the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Yes, the Bible has a dictionary to it. Okay, so here we go. We're going to read in page 72, the definition of the word beard. Here we go. It says, a badge of manly dignity.
Read that thing again.
A badge of manly dignity.
So now we understand why when we go to work, while they put in the high school policy grades 4 through 12, while Esau said,
And I was saying, what? Fourth grade, if you get
they want to make sure.
an inch of hair on your face, get that damn thing off there.
Reason why? Because it's a what? What does it say in there?
A badge of manly
It's
dignity.
a badge of manly dignity. And we all know that we live in a place called Babylon. That's America, where we have lived under the oppression of the so-called white man for over 400 years that has tried his best in every way possible to strip the so-called black man, you Israelite man, of their manhood and dignity. Everything from where you can't even rule your own household. They'll put you out. The cops will show up, knock on the door. Even if you got smacked up, cut up, whatever, you got to leave.
Yep.
They take all your manhood, your dignity away from you. And this is just one form of it, where they want you to cut all your hair off your face so you can look like a little Greek baby.
Here we go. We ain't done with that one though.
Go ahead.
I'm reading into it a little bit more. The rest of the definition says, the Israelites were forbidden to shave off the corners of their beards.
Let me read that again, because that's a Bible dictionary. Because some people might say that was written by man. Let's see what God got in the Bible that pairs up exactly with what that says. It says, what it say in that dictionary again, that Bible dictionary?
It says, the Israelites were forbidden to shave off the corners of their beards.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 27. Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard, which translates to, you are forbidden to shave off your beard. But the white man has put a policy in place for high schoolers. Cut that thing off. We're gonna take your manhood from you early.
Right.
It says it right here too. You know that.
Good.
Condition you earlier to breaking your laws, your custom, your ways. Read.
It says, probably because it was regarded as a Hellenistic sign.
Oh man. It was regarded as a what?
It says, heathenish sign.
A heathenish sign. That's the other nations' ways. That's their ways, and that's what they are doing here, being under the captivity of them for the sins of our forefathers, brought here on slave ships, which is written in the Bible, that we were going to have to serve our enemies in the want of all things, even down to their ways. They're going to Hellenize you, make you conform to what they do. Now see, Hellenize is a Greek term. Now it's called Americanize. Same thing, same people, different name.
So
That's
wait a minute, Hellenize. Where did Hellenizing start? We want to touch on that because Hellenizing is the conforming to a certain way, right? Who began doing that to so-called blacks and Hispanics? Who did that? Don't worry about it. We did the research for you. We don't show you who did it. What's what you had in Daniel's?
Daniel chapter 7, verse 24.
7 and 24?
Yes, sir.
8.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Daniel chapter 8, verse 24. There we go. Daniel chapter 8, verse 24.
Want to start a little bit higher than that.
Okay.
Start at verse 21.
Daniel chapter 8, verse 21. And the rough goat is the king of Grecia.
Of what?
Of Grecia.
Of what?
Of Grecia.
So real quickly, History 101. Who is the Greeks? What nation of people is the Greeks? According to the Bible, they are what is known today as white people.
Right.
They went by the name of the Greeks at one period of time in history. They went by the name of Romans at one point in time in history. And up to the day, they call themselves Americans.
That's right. Exactly right. Same people.
Same people, right? So it was prophesied in the Bible for us Israelites, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, that the Grecians was going to do something to us. So let's see what it was.
And
Read
the
it.
rough goat is the king of Grecia, and the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king.
Jump down to verse 23 to see what these Greeks, these white people did. Read.
Verse 23. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the
Hold on, who's ruling right now? I'm sorry, a lot of you so-called blacks think that y'all calling the shots. No, I'm sorry.
Pat it off.
Pull up the House of Senate, and it's like, where's Waldo trying to find you? Pull up the House of Representatives, it's like, where's Waldo trying to find you?
And the ones that's in there is conformed to them, so it's hard to find them while you're looking in there.
Guess
They got
what?
bald heads, shaved face too.
Ain't we still asking for equal rights?
Sure is.
You're not running up the when you still asking for equal rights.
Right.
You're not the one running anything when you're crying injustice.
Hands up, don't shoot.
Understand that. So wait a minute. It says, in the latter time of their kingdom, the Greeks, right? Read.
When the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding, dark sentences shall stand up.
They standing up right now. They're ruling. They run things. They make the policies and procedures. They make the constitutional laws that govern all of us. So the Bible is a true book.
Right.
It's not fairy tale. We ain't reading about Gotham City, Spider-Man, and the Boogie Monster.
Right.
We're reading about real things, right? Read on.
And his power shall be mighty.
Hold on. The thought ain't changed. Right. These Greeks, these white folks bring it up to today's time. It says that what?
And his power shall be mighty.
His power is mighty. Why? Because he called the shots. He can do what he wants to do.
Right.
In his kingdom.
You know his power is mighty also? It's called nuclear bombs. He goes into other nations and takes oil. Say we looking for weapons of mass destruction. Don't find none and don't nobody say nothing. That's mighty power right there. All right. So verse 24 it says that his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power.
Watch this. Read on.
And he shall destroy wonderfully.
He shall destroy wonderfully. Ain't that a tripped out word to have behind destroy?
Yeah.
Destroy did wonderfully. That don't seem like they should go together.
No, it don't.
But it's a reason why it's there. Read on.
And shall prosper and practice and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people.
The holy people is us. Right. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, you lost Israelites, you are the holy people. You are the ones being destroyed wonderfully. And it'll show you what is the wonderfully he's destroying us with. Read on.
Verse 25. And through his policy.
And through what?
And through his policy.
And through what again?
And through his policy.
Now wait a minute. Let's break this down very calm.
Oh boy.
When you get insurance for a car, they give you an insurance policy. Within that policy is the rules and guidelines pertaining to your insurance thing you got, right? It's a policy. It's a law or rules pertaining to something. So it says, and through what?
And through his policy also he shall
That
cause.
he is still talking about the Grecian,
Right.
still talking about the so-called white man. The thought ain't changed. Read.
He shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
So what is the craft that's prospering in his hand? By at a young age making a law that if you maturing physically into your manhood,
Right.
it's going to be a law in place to cut you off, cut that manhood off, keep you in sin, because according to the Bible, us Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, we are required to have a beard. We just read that in Leviticus. But guess what our oppressor does? He creates a policy. You understand that? He creates a policy in place for what purpose? To what end? Read it again. 24? 25?
And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart.
So watch this, real quick. Jump to Wisdom of Solomon.
Gotta go to a commercial break, Captain.
Let's go to a commercial break?
Yeah, let's go to a commercial break, and we'll come right back with some more bangers for the people. All right?
They said when you speak the truth, they gonna hate you. Guess that's why they hated Christ, right?
So the so-called white man lied to us, yeah. And him you put your trust. Everybody want $1 million before they die. Did the money make the world or was it God? Somehow we believe on the same Jesus. Killed us in the name of Jesus. Told us we slaves and nothing more. Conquer the world and left us poor. Never thought that we would ever be God's chosen people. We at the bottom of the barrel but believe we equal. Destroyed the minds of a special people. Tried to hide your evil like God don't see you. Made my people turn against me. Sat there and then you taught us your belief. Then took our book and made it yours. Then you made all the faces look like yours. But we back on the earth. Young revolutionary. You know that your time up, I bet it's getting scary. Thank God I ain't never been to seminary. Just to get your doctrine on my own history. How the hell you gonna teach me about my own people? You convinced the whole world that you good, we evil. So long we been scared to say. See, it's the Most High God raised you over me, huh?
Hey, the scriptures say the Most High God gonna raise this man up the same way he did Pharaoh. And when he destroyed his place, everybody gonna be like, oh, surely the power was with the Most High God. God of Israel.
Who was we before the slaves? Yeah. Who was we before them days? Yeah. Scared to tell us just who we are. You know the power of the world ordained by God. That's why you tell us not to read. Yeah. That's why you tell us we African. That's why you steady lying about the Bible. That's why we assimilate to your society. So black on black crime is worse than the fact that you kill us. Black lives don't matter, not even to us, cause we abort our babies, whore out our women. Then the nigga that she loved just wanted a nut. So cold, put a gun to a gut. Then rob his brother cause he looked like him. What a white man jogging on the way to the gym. Starbucks and the giggle while they hanging with friends. Goddamn, you can see how the story back was free labor and some blood. Keep America happy. Every nation in the world rich off our slavery. How you feel to know that they rich off of your daddy? Then throw you to slums, call you a thug. They would never have this world if it wasn't for us. Goddamn, you get killed for just trying to speak up. I die like a man knowing that I stood up. See, it's real, you know it's high time that we change God's laws that brings this kingdom down. Gotta know this world is yours. Nobody else, it was made for us. Yeah, nobody else. Know the kingdom, know this world, it was made for us. That's the Israelites, yeah.
Hey, the book of Deuteronomy say,
Let's kill them, yeah.
28th chapter, 47th verse. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Verse 48, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from one end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
And we back, Lions Den, IUIC Orlando. Once again, it's Captain Rahami. I got with me, we got Captain Kabash in the building. We got Officer Zakar in the building. We got Officer Tazawan in the building. And we are dealing with beards. It's illegal in America for the so-called black Hispanics and Native Israelite men to have beards. So guess what? We was dealing with once again, we was dealing with give me Wisdom of Solomon. That's where we was going.
Right, Wisdom of Solomon?
We was dealing with being Hellenized. Who started that? It was the Greeks.
That's right.
Who was the Greeks? The so-called white man.
That's right.
He done went by many different names. He called himself a Greek at one period of time. Called himself a Roman at one period of time. Called himself a pilgrim at one period of time.
Right.
Called himself a conquistador at one period of time. Guess what? They call themselves Caucasian today. Call themselves Polish today. Call themselves German today. All right?
And just to back you up on that, Captain here, we want y'all to understand that y'all hear us calling out this. We know the first thought to our people is, oh, they racist. This ain't no hate campaign. This ain't no race campaign. That's actual facts. That's a fact. They call themselves Caucasian.
I'm sorry, did we come up with the law that you can't have a beard on your face?
No, we didn't do that. We didn't call them Russians. We didn't call them Caucasians. That's their actual name. Their name, they were called Grecians. They were Greeks. So this ain't no hate campaign. It's a truth campaign. Just in case that thought's out there, we won't crush that already off top. So where we at, Captain? Wisdom of Solomon 14, right?
Wisdom of Solomon.
14, 16?
14, 16.
So what we're doing, we're going into the Bible to show you that what's implemented in America, because on the money in America, they say, in God we trust.
It shows do.
In God we trust.
It does say
You
that.
see it on the corner, you see it on the dollar bill, you see it on all their money.
Yeah.
But we never question what God. There's many gods in the earth. But guess what? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you Israelites, your God is the God of the Bible.
That's right.
That's not the God that America is talking about.
What the bishop say, gold, oil, and drugs.
Gold, oil, and drugs. Exactly right. That's their God. That's their God. All right? Where we at? Wisdom of Solomon 14, 16?
Read that.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 16. Thus, in process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law.
Read it again.
Thus, in process of time, an ungodly custom.
So wait a minute. For us so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indian, our custom is what we read earlier in Leviticus 19.
Right.
That's our custom. But he said, oh, what type of custom? Read it again.
An ungodly custom.
An ungodly. I mean, God isn't in this custom that's being brought up. Right. So us not being allowed to have beards is not ordained by God.
Right.
That's an ungodly custom. And read it again.
An ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law.
So this ungodly custom that didn't belong to us Israelites became a law.
And you know another word for a law? Policy.
Bring it out. Policy.
Just in case you didn't catch it, just because there ain't no law, it's a policy, which is another word for law. You can't do it. You want to read it again for me?
And in Louisiana, the school policy, the school law for grades 4 through 12, I don't know what 4th grader has a beard.
Esau might have one.
Right, you right? Yeah, but check this out. It says, beards will not be allowed. Who would that affect? That's an ungodly custom.
Right.
Now, guess what? During the Greeks and Roman, when they in their kingdoms, like we read in Daniel, their societies, they believed in clean shaving. Just like today, when you go to your jobs, they want clean shaving. You have to bring letters if possible. Have doctor notes if possible.
Or you know the other hidden word they'll say, a neat and clean look, aka no beard.
No beard at all, right?
It's illegal to have a beard in America for you Israelites.
That's you know the hypocrisy in that. I'm sorry, Kat, but the hypocrisy in that is that they say you can't have one, you gotta have a clean, neat look. But we see so many commercials of this white man walking around with damn caveman beards on their face, trying to look like, present themselves as a man.
Right.
At the same time, trying to effeminize,
Yeah, it's a
what's that
razor.
word?
I just found it
Emasculate
in
the
the
black man in America. You Israelite man, you can't have no beard on your face though.
So guess what? Give me Hosea 4 and 6. Gary. Real quick. Why is we bringing this out? Because that's our responsibility. According to Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, we commanded to give you warning. A lot of times while y'all watching the BET, the VH1, all this, what they call it, nigger nonsense.
Empire,
you know what I'm saying, scandal. Y'all ain't knowing the different policies, the different customs that are becoming laws to oppress you and to keep you in sin against our God. Read it.
Hosea chapter 4 verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Guess what? When you read the Bible, everybody is in God's people.
That's right.
Who is the people of God? Is you, black man, black woman, Hispanic man, Hispanic woman, Native Indian man and woman. Why? Because you're the Israelite. you are the people of God. And we're bringing all these things back to our remembrance. Read it again.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
The knowledge that we lack, first and foremost, is our nationality.
Right.
We still think that we are the names of our slavery. Before 1492, before 1619, what was you called, brother? What was you called, sister? You wasn't called an African American. I'm sorry, you wasn't.
Right.
You wasn't called Dominican. You wasn't called a Puerto Rican. According to the Bible, you were an Israelite.
That's right.
And you came from one of the 12 tribes, the 12 sons of Israel. That's according to the scriptures. So once again, read that Wisdom of Solomon.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 16. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 16. Thus, in process of time.
And guess what? We got to look at that process of time, because a lot of these different policies and laws just don't drop out of nowhere. They condition the masses of the people over a period of time.
That's right.
Guess what? They've been having laws in place for not having a beard on jobs for a while. But it didn't happen overnight.
You know what that's called in the academia world? Sociology. Right. That's what it's called. That's the academian term that they give it. Sociology. Well, if we do this, it'll cause this effect. Not now, but in 10 years, they little kids will be effeminate from watching SpongeBob.
That's why they know what grade to start at. Fourth grade.
Exactly right. Break it out.
The process of
He's
time.
a child. Then you're able to manipulate the child to where he understands now, or he feels as though it's not normal to have a beard. You start as a break him as a child, and that ungodly custom will grow strong to where now it becomes tradition, to where he feels as though he doesn't have to wear a beard.
Right.
It's not accepted. It's not accepted by society. He doesn't look right. He'll try to play on emotion. You don't look right with a beard.
Yeah.
That's not supposed to be there.
Hey, scruffy. What you just cut it off?
Right.
When that's a part of our customs. And we are, according to Hosea 4 and 6, read it again.
Yeah, Hosea.
And you know what's deceiving also too?
Bring it out.
All of the superheroes that the little child look up to, what superhero got a beard on his face? All the little superheroes they look up to, name one that got a beard on their face. Not one of them.
Not one.
Through a process of time. Hosea 4 and 6.
Hosea chapter 4. Let me read that. Hold on, y'all. Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
So who are the people of God? The Israelites. Who are the Israelites? You, black man, black woman, Hispanic man and woman, Native Indian man and woman. You are the Israelites. And we can prove that. Visit IsraelUnite.org. Many videos, many articles, making it very plain, very clear to you who you truly are. Read.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
Our people reject the knowledge because guess what? It's against what's the norm. It's against fashion, against trends. But we have to return back to our customs and ways according to God. What we do. And we're being destroyed. What did destroy mean? God is judging us for continuing to go against what he commanded us to do. So watch this. So since that's dealing with the beard, anything else y'all want to deal with the beard? Once again, it's time for our people to wake up. To wake up. What in the world does a beard have to do with math? What does a beard have to do with writing, arithmetic? What does a beard have to do with it? Who's going to stand up, like it says in Psalms 94? Who's going to stand up for God? In the Bible, we just read, you Christians, you followers of Christ, you God lovers, you do anything God say do. God in the Bible said we're supposed to have a beard. You men, who's going to stand for that? Or who's going to trim their ways for love? I'm going to trim my ways because America gives me different treats and rewards.
I'll have a better job if I just shave off my beard. Right.
I can get a better position. I can get a promotion. God want me to be promoted.
Right.
No, God wants your obedience as his chosen people.
And that's what it's about. I mean, when you look at that, you know, right now the Christian mind is saying, you know what, how is a beard is going to keep me out of heaven? How does a dress is going to affect me from going within the gates of the kingdom? Matthew chapter 5, verse 19. What did Christ say? What did our Lord and Savior say?
That's
what did
right.
he say about that? Let's read it out of the Bible. Instead of our own mind, our own opinions. Let's read what Christ
Matthew
said.
chapter 5, verse 19.
Really, verse 17 kills the point because he said, I think not that I have come to destroy the law. But I want to start at verse 19 to get to the point.
Verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments.
Least commandments, talking about a woman not wearing a pair of pants. That's one of the least commandments. One of the smallest commandments that you think is insignificant. A man wearing a beard.
The most easiest.
Right,
Least
right,
mean
right.
easiest. It's not that hard to do that.
It's not hard. It's not hard at all.
The hair don't go there regardless. You know, only you remove the hair. It will go where it's supposed to go.
Right. It ain't like the hair on your head where you keep rolling. Eventually you get old and just fall off on your beard. No, it don't do that. No. Go ahead.
Read on.
Where we at?
Verse
19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach man so.
How do you teach, man? You teach him by your example. What comes out of your mouth? It's supposed to be an example of Christ, a follower of Christ. How you teach, man, is by your example and what you say. Whosoever will break God's one of his least commandments and teach men so do what?
He shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
Least means not going. There's no such thing as you're going to be the least stature in the kingdom because what the scripture said, we're going to be joint heirs of Christ. That means not going. Read on.
But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
You see how both go hand in hand? We have to not only teach these things, but we also have to do these things. We got to keep all the commandments of the Bible. That's another topic, but only commandment that was done away with, or law that was done away with, is sacrifice.
That's it.
The whole Bible is about God's commandments. To say the law is done away with, you might as well close the Bible and say it don't break. It doesn't do nobody.
Because Jesus Christ did say, I come in the volume of the book.
Volume of the book.
It was written of me. So that means that Jesus Christ had that beard on his face.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For all
beard
the
on
Christians
his face.
out there.
Everything the law spoke of, he followed.
He followed.
Hold on. Can you prove that real quick?
Prove it that he had a beard on
Jesus
his
had
face?
a beard real quick.
Where you want to start?
Let's stay in the New Testament because a lot of times Christians, I'm sorry, let me grab the mic. A lot of times Christians hate for you to go into the Old Testament. Now wait a minute, even though Jesus wasn't walking around with the book of 1 Corinthians.
Right.
All right? The disciples wasn't walking around with the book of Revelations.
Yeah.
They had the Old Testament. So let's still, for conversation's sake, argument's sake, let's read in the Revelations. You can't get no more New Testament. Let's go to the last book of the Bible. Last book of the Bible. Let's prove very quickly before we go to a break. Did Jesus Christ have a beard?
Let's see.
We're supposed to be a Christian society. In God we trust. I'm a Christian. I'm a follower of Christ.
Follower of Christ.
I'm a follower. And we're talking about you men. You're a follower of Christ. And a follower of Christ, you don't do exactly what Christ did. So let's see if Christ had a beard. Or did Christ follow the policy of Rome?
Rome, right.
And had a clean shaven
Did he trim
face.
his ways?
Did
It was Roman soldiers walking around?
Anything you want to know about Jesus is written in the Bible. Let's see what Jesus did.
Let's see, where we at?
Book of Revelations.
What the Israelite Christians say, he say you got to walk wisely amongst friends.
Watch this. Revelations 1:1. Real quickly before we go to break, let's prove to you that true followers of Christ, you Israelites, you men, you're supposed to have a beard on your face because our Lord and Savior had one.
That's right.
Watch this. Let's prove it.
Revelation chapter 1 verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which
The revelations, the root word of it is reveal. Reveal means to show something, right? So it says it's the revelation of Jesus Christ.
which God gave unto him to show unto his servants.
So watch this. Jump down to verse 10.
Verse 10. I was in the spirit on the Lord's day and heard behind me a great voice as of a trumpet.
Watch this. Now,
saying,
this is John the Revelator. He's finna give what is known today as an eyewitness account. That means he saw and wrote down what he's seen. A lot of us know about eyewitness accounts. They use it every day in court. When you get arrested, they pull you inside there. They want you to have a confessional because that's your account of what happened. So let's read the account of Jesus, what John the Revelator saw. Read.
Verse 11, saying, I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, and what thou seest.
Now, what you think?
What thou seest.
So once again, John the Revelator ain't making up. He's writing down what he's seen with his own two eyes. So what you see, what you do with it?
Write it in a book.
That's what we're reading right now. That's what you're reading right now, Christian, in front of you. The book, the eyewitness account right now of John the Revelator about who? Jesus the Christ. Read on.
And I tell verse 12. And I turned to
Jump down to verse 12.
verse 12. And I turned to see the voice that
So wait a
spake
minute.
to me.
The voice, remember what we read earlier, was behind him. So he's being very detailed in his eyewitness account.
Somebody's like, hey, hey.
And what you do? Turn around. Who talking to me? Oh, okay, there we go. Now you're looking at who got your attention now, right? Read.
And being turned, I saw 7.
And guess what? He didn't do this. He didn't hear the voice, turn around, and then turn back.
Right.
Being turned means he stayed turned, looking
And
at the
wrote it
voice that spoke to him.
And wrote down what he saw.
And wrote it down.
Right.
Y'all know what that is. Let's not be simple when it comes to the things of God. It's being very detailed and clear. We don't need to jump around a lot of places to explain this right here about Jesus the Christ. Read.
And being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks.
He saw a menorah. 7 golden candlesticks is known as a menorah. Read.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one
So
like...
wait a minute. You sure John really didn't see a cross? I thought the cross had to do something with Jesus.
Excellent point.
He didn't see a Jesus piece?
Excellent point.
We read about a 7 golden candlestick. Most Christians have no clue. You have nothing like that in your house.
Right.
It's not on your Bible. It's not on your church fan. None of that. We see crosses. The cross is your symbol that you believe in Jesus, which is unbiblical.
Right.
So when John the Revelator seen what he saw a menorah. Read.
In the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
So he didn't see, a lot of times when you see Greco-Roman art,
Right.
everybody's butt naked.
The toga. He didn't see that. He didn't see
He
it.
didn't see, he saw Christ with clothing on. That's this eyewitness account.
And this is not an analogy. This is actually what he saw. Because people, like, this was a vision. It was
Yeah, it's a
alluding
parable.
to something else.
Right.
He saw Christ as he was. And he saw Christ as he's going to return. A black man.
Right.
We were reading about him.
He didn't see Christ butt naked. He said his clothing that he had on was down to the foot.
Right.
Examine the depictions you see of the Lord and Savior. It's always some type of pedophilial kind of porn looking images. No, clothed down to the foot. That's the eyewitness account in the Bible. That's the eyewitness account. Read on.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs.
So here we go. The reason why we went here is to prove that Christ had a beard. So if you are a follower of Christ, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, you lost Israelite, you're supposed to have a beard. Because Christ, what it says?
And his head.
His head.
And his hairs.
Hairs mean the hairs on his face. Head and hairs, read.
Were white like wool.
Hold on, wait a minute. Did he give the color and the texture?
Oh, boy.
White and wool. Not his skin, but the hair, the conversation didn't change.
No, not at all.
It says the hair and the head and the hairs
Right.
was white and woolly.
Color and texture.
Right.
So white hair, what is white hair called together? Who got white hair? White hair is gray hair.
Gray hair.
Gray hair. Common sense. When it says woolly, wait a minute. When you Google Jesus Christ on Google, do the images have woolly hair?
Not at all.
Nah, I ain't seen one.
None whatsoever.
Be 10 million.
Woolly is the hair that you have, brother, sister, that you like to cover up with wigs, that you like to cover up with perms, that you want to cut out, that you want to hide and not show.
The quick weaves you won't put in. That's for the up north sisters, the quick weave.
So guess what? Jesus the Christ had woolly hair. Yeah, they would have said he had BB shots and RoboCops. Yes, he had the hair of a slave.
He had nappy hair.
He had nappy hair. That's what he would have been described as today. That's in the Bible. So hold on, wait a minute. It says his head and his hairs were white like wool. So it's giving you the color and the texture in this eyewitness account. Read.
As white as snow.
White as snow, fully gray. Read.
And his eyes were a flame of fire.
Yeah.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
Oh, wait a minute. Did he just give a description of the color of
I
Christ?
thought color didn't matter.
I thought not only the color didn't matter, they'll tell you that color is not in the Bible.
Right.
Nobody knew what Jesus looked like. Once again, John the Revelator is revealing Jesus Christ to us. So you followers of Christ, you Israelite men and women, it's high time for you to repent. It's high time for you to wake up. So Jesus Christ not only had woolly hair, just in case you thought maybe it was a Caucasian male, a good old Greek, good old Roman, good old German man. He let you know, wait a minute, just in case they might have got it twisted, who got the woolly hair, let's throw that complexion in there. Read that verse 15.
His feet like unto fine brass.
So the color of brass is brown. Google it. I know right now you don't even want to use a smartphone, do you?
Right.
Use that smartphone.
Close the Bible down.
Use Siri. What's the voice on Android phones?
No, Google Voice.
Google Voice. Use Google Voice.
We ain't got no
Say
talking
brass.
about
It's either Google it. Press it. Beep. Brass. First will come up. Brown. So you take something that's brown. Read it.
As if they burned in a furnace.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Ain't no way around it.
Right.
If you take white rice and throw it in the fire and burn it, it don't get whiter. It don't get red. It get black.
Right.
So what is this telling us? What is this showing us? Why was this that was written aforetime? What was we supposed to learn? That Jesus Christ looked like you.
That's right.
He ain't never, ever in the world, in history, in time, ever present, ever been white, ever. So that's chip one into the armor of Christianity today. So we don't take a quick break. We are revealing that what? That Jesus Christ looked like us, and we are the people of the book, and that in America, it's illegal for an Israelite man to have a beard. They want to keep you against God. The God they trust in is not the God of this Bible.
Right.
So we're going to be back in a moment.
Stay tuned, y'all.
Considering today's standards of raising animals, of curing meats, I don't fully understand this as I think I should, the restriction that we have on pork.
Sister. All right, I'll explain it to you. No, I'll do even better than that. I'll show you, but this is purely in the interest of science, you understand? Here we have the eastern mole and the brown rat. Yeah, it's my old friend the aardvark. And here we have the bush pig, as it says, closely related to the domestic pig. Now, do you know why Mr. Muhammad teaches us not to eat from the pig?
Well, the pig contains certain disease-causing organisms.
Right, you're exactly right. Now, that's the physical aspect. There's also the mental or psychological aspects, and there's the spiritual reasons why we're not supposed to eat of the pig. Look at the characteristics of a pig. He's sloppy, he's greedy like a pig, isn't that what they say? They also say you are what you eat. So what we put into our mouths affects our minds and our heart. We don't want to take on these characteristics of sloppiness, of uncleanliness, of selfishness. Now, from a spiritual aspect or a spiritual standpoint, the Bible and the Quran teaches us that it is divinely forbidden for us to eat of any pig. In various chapters in the Bible and the Quran, it talks about this. So from a physical standpoint, from a mental or a psychological standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint, we don't want anything to do with this animal.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 7. And the swine, though he divide the hoof, and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean unto you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and of their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. Judea, you a fool for this one, boy. You so-called blacks and Hispanics better check yourself in the food that you eat. Pigs are nasty and disgusting as hell, man. Don't you know that they are the garbage collectors of the earth? But y'all don't care. Most High gonna destroy all y'all who defile his holy temple, according to 1 Corinthians 3:16 through 17. And ain't no pork eater, but I'm about to go ham on this track. In righteousness, I got something for y'all. Check this out.
For as a man thinketh thinketh in his heart, so is he. See these dietary laws, man, you are what you eat. See, but they will pull 1 Timothy 4 and verse 4, trying to justify their wickedness and why they eat poor. Never read the verse above, verse 1 and verse 2. God made me to be received of them believing on the truth. What's the truth? Psalms 119 verse 142 is the law. Leviticus 11 verse 7, they off eating swine. They love it, shouldn't even touch it a bit. So you better know Leviticus 11 verse 46, 47, separate the unclean from the clean. Now the law is out, they put Colossians 2 and 16. God told you what is good to be received with thanksgiving. You rejected Proverbs 7 verse 2, you ain't living. Always sick, act the doctor, wonder why they in a coma. Deuteronomy 28, 61 is all on them. First of all, there's meat and drink offers in Colossians 2, and Ezekiel 45 and 17 is the proof. The New Testament, the Old Testament, they both say the same. Malachi 3 and 6, the Most High ain't never changed. You just
And that's real talk. Why all of a sudden you religious folks get to the New Testament and get it twisted? Hell, even Paul said in 1 Corinthians 14 and 37 that the things he writing to you are the commandments of the Lord. And he ain't saying nothing different from what Moses said according to Acts 26 verse 22. How about put down the pork, repent, and stop adding to God's word?
Ezekiel 22 and 26 on the scene. They violated God's laws and profane his holy things. All these churches are destroyed. They don't have no real leaders, full of lying, sweaty, smooth face, pork chop preachers. Isaiah 66, 15 through 17 to meet your Christ is coming back with fire, killing all the pork eaters. Killing all the pork eaters. Killing all the pork eaters. Rather be lost in the sauce and dip out like tortillas. When we bringing out these laws, we bring it to you raw. Got them chains around your mind, the Bible is a chainsaw. John 5 and 46, in the law he wrote it. Christ said you don't believe him if you don't believe Moses. Better check your food, Israel, make sure there's no gelatin. Esau putting pork in everything, here's the evidence. Ezekiel 4 and 13, the Lord said, thus the children of Israel, they shall eat the foul bread. 2 Chronicles 16 and 12, Asa was about to die, been disease in his feet but didn't seek the Most High. No, he sought the physicians and died in his place, all because Deuteronomy 14 and verse 8. Don't be a
Well, damn. You know what? I don't think they got all the meat off the bones and Dickie y'all was out saying. But I bet if they had a pork chop, they eat all the meat with the damn bone. Hey, Israel, y'all gotta repent from that thing, man. And that's all I gotta say. Alon Judea. Shalom, y'all.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel, Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.